Hey, when I watched the film Age by Adaline, and I actually remember hearing about this film when it came out, but I wasn't really interested in it, and I decided to find something to watch for the Patreon, and then I watched the trailer for this and didn't realize what the film it was, and now that okay, it's it's about Adaline being the same age, not the same age, but looking the same age as if she's been 29 the entire time throughout the course of the film, and then there's that conflict with her world or herself, because she has seen everyone age except her, and people, like, it's been like that for like about 60 years or so. She's been 29 this whole time, and then she's been, so I like the premise of it, the idea of it. It's very interesting. And then I watched the film and I'm like, oh, okay. I understand what they did, but it's weird how they presented here. Damn, to be honest with you, the narration in the beginning, I understand, is a little necessary. However, I don't feel like it wasn't needed. Which is weird to say. I'm saying it's necessary, it's not needed. So which one is it? Well, I don't know, it just feels the way it could have done a little bit better with that. So I feel like the narration beginning would have been necessary and that would have been it. But then the narration towards the end of the film, or when Adeline crashes her car again, coincidentally in the same spot, and coincidentally her being the only one in the road until she hit someone, and then it snows, so that was a weird coincidence. But anyways, it happened suddenly. The narration, the ending was like, okay, we tried. And then we see these characters go around her, like her daughter. She ages more than her, and then I was expecting her to be killed off in the end, and then the daughter to pass on, and then Adeline living without her daughter. That would have been something interesting to see the perspective of Adeline in that way. However, they didn't really approach her with that. She transferred her daughter. It was a brilliant way to have her have a bond with her daughter throughout the film, and seeing her. It's very unique because the daughter is older than the parent here. It's not your usual, time travel type thing, so it's not like the it's not like the airline has the opportunity to go to, I don't know, like the time machine or whatever. And she is like the way she is here. And then the boyfriend, whatever his name is, like during this day. Honestly, he was the worst part of the film. The dude pushes her. She says no. He's not taking the hint that she's not interested. He still pursues her, and then he finds her job, and he tells her about the flashback of him when he notices her on the stairs, coincidentally, like with everyone else around, and then towards the end of the film, he introduces her to her parents, and then we just watch out that two in bed, and then eventually he falls in love with Adeline, and but do you even know? We don't even know who she really is towards him. Meaning that throughout the film we understand who Adeline is. However, when it comes to the guy, he really doesn't know a lot about her, or except that she had a dog and the dog passed, and then that was something. And there was some other minor details about where she works, especially that he knows about that. He found that out himself, and then he tells his father that he's in love with her, and he wants to chase after her. I'm like, dude. clearly doesn't. Is that she's clearly not interested, and then he just pursues her as if she's begging for him. and then there's a scene with the part where throughout all this, and like towards the middle where the ending, we introduced to Harrison Ford's character, and it turns out he dated Adaline back then when she was young, and that was the thing with the car, her car breaking down, and it's not working, and them helping each other out, and then they go through this journey together, and then the thing with the back story when Adaline and the father was out in the forest, and when she was in the forest and got a cut on her hand, and he stitched her hand. Like, it's something that in the present day he notices when she puts her hand in a certain position, and he goes out to look for the photo. Not immediately, but probably the next day or something. He looks at a photo, and now he's putting two together and realizes that that's actually Adaline. She was lying to him and the family about the fact that Adaline is her mother that passed on, and the thing with the back story itself would have been a better film than what we got. Basically, it would have been better to have more detail on an expansion of Adaline's love life with him, with his son. The love that Adaline felt in the past felt more natural and more organic comparing to what happened with the son, that he just noticed like once in the stairs and then saw her at a party. But okay, yeah, that would be more interesting to see here on that. And then the fact that she died to the family, on the fact that she pretended to be not her, but a daughter of her, which is clearly a lie. However, us, the audience, we understand why, because we see what the journey Adaline is having throughout the film. The thing with the Kathy, which is the dude's mom, right? She was a little upset at Avias that he's bringing up another person from the past, even though that's the daughter that they take of. They did that as the daughter, so they're wondering why they're bringing up someone in the past, especially that it's pretty obvious that Adaline is not uncomfortable, but more uneasy and unsure of how to approach all this, just considering that's her, and that she doesn't really tell anyone who that is until the ending. I actually like that she told them who. I like that they told him, what happened, the fact that she's been that way for years. And then I was wondering how the audience see and view the film, if the ending was different, if Adaline got killed off in after the second accident. I feel like the way this film had approached us with like seeing what would happen if Adaline lived on and continued on with her body actually aging up. That was I believe that was a better resolution for us audience to see the way the film presented itself, for us to view Adaline's joy of her knowing the fact that she doesn't have to worry about being the same age throughout. She's still the same age, but not her body feeling like she's aging up now. That would have been the way type of ending we got in the film was a better resolution for us, in my opinion on that. I feel like that was a better approach. If they did the opposite, if they killed her off and just ended the film there would be like a little bit of a wonder of how, what would have happened if she was alive. But here we go. have that ending here. The storyline was a great idea to present. However, I feel like it would be more interesting if we saw the perspective of Adaline when she was with the father of the dude, when when he was young too. See them move forward, and then we got introduced to the son, and then they them meeting up in the house, and later on in the film that would have been presented more differently, and that would have been more interesting too, because the son was interested in her and he didn't. Adeline didn't know that I was the son of the person that she once loved. So overall, I feel like that would have been a bit more approach too, and everything. And by the way, yeah, throughout the film, Adeline in the beginning was on the run because her driver's license and birth certificate says that she was born in 1908, and then she was on the run because people didn't that she was government identity fraud, and that would have been more interesting to see how that would be if that happened in the ending, where it would have been hard for people to identify her, in the hospital, like how is this person that doesn't really get brought up towards the end, so that was more interesting. That would have been more interesting if the the hospital was questioning the dude or Adeline when she woke up, or Adeline's daughter, like, who is this person? Why is her prosecutor said this year of day of birth, so, but they didn't really approach that, and then there wasn't really any fear of her running away from anyone. As they do put up in the film that the daughter speaks to Adeline about, that was in the past. No one's running. You don't have to run anymore. No one's really looking for you. However, in some sense, some people are in some ways, and now some ways that she does get away with it towards the beginning of the film, changing her license and to so she moved to another state. However, I feel like that drove eventually caught up, and she drove in on the run again, and that was towards the middle of the film, but that didn't happen. That would have been more interesting on that. However, overall, I think the film was interesting. It was so decent. I understand why this film was presented this way, and yeah, I don't need to see it again. Alright, let me know if you've seen this film. What do you think about the age of Adaline? Do you think the stuff I said here made sense? If you were the same age, would you, go all out and move state to state like Adaline, I won't say anything. Nothing. Thank you for watching. I have a Patreon where you have early access to the type of videos. They're not superhero based, and I release them in the beginning of the following month, and if you're interested in choosing what videos I review, what films or TV shows I review for the next month, you can go on Patreon, and there's more details there. I'll leave a link to the description and the comment section down below. I appreciate all of you watching. Have a wonderful holiday or winter break, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Happy New Year.